Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Rachel and today we're doing a video on spring trends, and specifically I'm going to be breaking it down into spring trends that I am loving and I've already purchased, spring trends that I am considering purchasing and then I kind of like, and then spring trends that I am not interested in and will not be purchasing. So I'm going to kick it off first with accessories and start with one that I'm wearing right now, which is the kind of bandana trend. And this is something that's definitely been in last year. I see a ton of people wearing it. There's a YouTuber I love who does home, Janae Daily, but I'll put it down below. And she always has a little bandana on. It's very cute, and that's kind of what inspired me. And so I wear mine, and I got mine from Amazon. They're super cheap that way. It's so easy to find. You can buy them from like the same company in multiple colors. And so I have it in this one right here, which is this kind of brown color that I love. And then I also have two more. I have one that's in this kind of like cream and black, and it's striped, which I think is pretty cute. And it always goes with like my warmer color whites. And then I have one that is a split between a green and a white. And this one's a really cute one as well. And you can wear them a couple different ways. You can wear them like this, or you can also wear them tied up. And I just think it's a really cute trend, especially if you have natural hair. It does look really cute if you have like a fro or anything, but it also does look very cute if you have your hair in twists or braids or something like that, or dreads, etc. And so it's just a really cute way to accessorize your hair. And again, a really cheap trend to try. Alright, so now going into shoes, a trend that you've definitely been seeing, I'm sure everyone's been seeing this, is chunky boots, and I've mentioned these in my last like 3 videos because I just keep repeating myself because I have nowhere to go and I have really no need to buy new clothes or anything, so that's why you'll see a couple items that keep getting repeated. But the chunky boots are amazing. They're from Sam Edelman, and I think they're called the Justine or Justina, and I've definitely been seeing a combination of both the kind of ankle length chunky boots and then also the knee-high chunky boots. I opted for the ankle version, and the only reason was because I felt like it worked a lot better with my pants and was a lot more realistic for my style and my lifestyle. But if you can, pull off those high boots, I think those are a very cute trend for now. But I will say these are something that will last you because they're also waterproof, and so that makes it a little bit nicer than just kind of like buying into a trend that will end and you won't be able to wear. These are something that will kind of last me, and I'll be able to wear them, especially because they're waterproof. And my next shoe trend is also something that has definitely come back, and I feel like, trends just keep kind of repeating themselves, and it's like 2-3 years ago, loafers were in, and then they were out, and then they were in, and then they were out. So anyway, I love loafers. I've had these for a couple years now. They were hand-me-downs from my mother, and these are Coach loafers, and they are definitely a lot older. They're definitely more worn, but I think that's okay. And I will say, again, if you can find these secondhand, that is a great option because a lot of thrift stores really do have a ton of loafers because they were in style only a couple years ago. So definitely check out those places first, either a thrift store if you can make one, make it to one, because I know it's a little bit rough, but also looking in places like Poshmark or Etsy are also good. And just kind of a general loafer is fine. It doesn't have to be anything super trendy. It just seems like loafers are definitely coming back into fashion, and I think these are a great pair. Alright, so now getting into some of the clothing items. One thing that again is kind of considered on trend are light knits and cardigans, button front cardigans in particular, and obviously I'm wearing this one. And again, I will say I don't really consider it a trend anymore because I feel like button up cardigans were in last year and the year before and continue to be in. But anyway, so this is my staple one. This is from And Other Stories. I think this is a great option, and because it's not the most affordable, but it is something that has lasted me a long time. And so I really do love this one. I wear it very often. And I also have one that is in black that I love, and I got it from Zara. The only thing I don't like about it is that it has gold kind of hardware buttons on the front, which I'm not a huge fan of because it does really stand out. But again, it is a good option, and it's something that's a little bit more affordable. So I will say for button-up cardigans and light knits, definitely look for, you can look for a little bit more kind of fast fashion pieces, but again, you can look at thrifted pieces as well. I'm not a huge fan of the thrifted cardigans, I find, just because the style of them is a little bit too traditional and reminds me of like when I was in high school, and more of like that Abercrombie style, so I haven't had much luck thrifting any kind of knits or button-up cardigans, but you might have a better chance where you are. But I will say, again, Zara and Other Stories, H&M, they all have really good kind of knitwear that's light and it's also affordable. If you have been on this channel for a while, then you will know that I love my button-up shirt, and I wear this all the time. A lot of times I'm really wearing this open, and I wear it with just a tube top, and it's in some of my old videos, especially my, I think, summer outfits video. But I got this from ASOS a while back, and what I liked about it was that it was kind of this cream color, so it was a lot more warmer, which I like, and I tend to like warmer colors on me. And this is a really great purchase. I got it for an affordable price. I've been wearing it like crazy. You can obviously tell it's super wrinkly. I wear it a lot when I work from home. But I just got a new one that I absolutely love from Zara, and I've been looking for a really good one for a while now. I ordered a couple in, and I ended up returning them because I just did not like them. But this one's from Zara. I don't know what the specific type of shirt is, but I will link it down below. And this one is a size large because I want it to be really oversized, and it definitely is. But 100% I love this shirt. I've been wearing it also to work and being able to like change these two out. But the really kind of trend this year is like looser kind of fitting work outfits or suiting. So this is definitely goes with that trend. Again, it was kind of in last year as well. But if you're looking for a good one, I would say check out Zara or ASOS. They definitely seem to have a good kind of menswear inspired shirts. So going along with that trend of kind of the looser suiting, a lot of what I've been seeing is the kind of loose work style pants, and again I've had a pair of these since last year. I got them also from Zara, and these are very nice. They are what you would typically wear to work if you had like a full like business office, but I got them because I thought they were really like vintage and you could wear them a little bit lower waisted, and so I'm seeing that that is definitely a trend for this year, and I would definitely invest in these. They're easy to find. Again, this is a pair of Zara pants. They come in a bunch of different colors, so I got them in all three, and I think they might have a gray, which I did not get. But I got this kind of camel color because I thought it was really cute with a lot of my sweaters. I also got a pair in cream, and these are the pair that I had last year that I was wearing throughout the summer. And then I also got a pair in black. So all three are really great, and you can style them with like a cute crop top. You could style them with like a tied-up top. You could wear this and the tube top and a pair of, or one of the button-up shirts or anything like that. But just kind of like that little bit more relaxed, very like 90s, early 2000s, like baggy or suit fit is definitely a trend right now, and I'm loving it. I think it's very, very cute. And so sticking with that same avenue, I will say that these like oversized blazers, especially ones that have larger shoulder pads, are definitely coming back into style. I got this one, and it is a little bit more like fall winter because of the colors, but I think that it still works, especially as we're in like a transitional season where it's still a little bit cold where I am. So I got this one on Etsy at one of the like vintage shops. So basically it's a woman who curates vintage clothing from like, I'm guessing that she's going to like thrift stores and stuff, and then she puts them on her Etsy, and I'll link that down below because again they're one-of-a-kind pieces, so everything kind of goes in and out. But she's definitely very on trend, and you can definitely find these anywhere, and if you want them in a solid color, you can find them at places like Zara, but I find that they just don't fit right, and they seem a little bit too broad in the shoulders, and that's something that I'm not really interested in. But that's definitely a great option. I think that they're very cute, and they last throughout the different seasons, minus summer, but you can kind of wear them throughout, which I think is good. And I think it's a great trend that is something that will carry on beyond just this year, because blazers are really kind of, again, not necessarily a trend. It kind of varies what specific blazer you're looking for, but I will say blazers always come back into style, whatever the style is. So invest in some good blazers and you will not regret it. Alright, another trend that was in style last year but has definitely stayed is leather, and a lot of people are wearing leather pants and leather jackets together. I'm not a big fan of leather pants. I don't find them to be something that is really my style, but I also don't think it's honestly very practical, especially if you're working from home, to sit in leather pants while you're working from home. So because of that, I have still not invested in any leather pants, but I did invest in a leather jacket, I think, gosh, 2 years ago, and again I thrifted this piece. So this is if you can find a thrift store that is in an area that's very fancy and has a lot of rich people, then you can find like genuine leather clothing, because that's where people generally go to donate their clothes to, is whatever the nearest place is. So go and check those kind of places out and look for real leather jackets. But if you can't find any, then of course ASOS, Zara, Mango, they all have really great leather jackets, but they do tend to be more expensive, and oftentimes I'm not even sure if they're real leather. So this is definitely a good option if you can to go try to thrift one, but I do love the kind of leather trench look, and again, I just wear them with black pants. I think that that makes more sense than wearing them with also leather pants, but it is a trend, so if you are interested in that kind of trend, then I would say go for it, but for me, I like to just kind of stick to leather on the top. So now into some trends that I've been seeing that I'm not necessarily a huge fan of. The first one is going to be the square-toed shoes, and if you have watched my YouTube videos for a while, then you know that I attempted to buy some square-toed shoes, but they just did not fit for my feet style. So again, I think that they're great if that's kind of your personal style and you like that and you're into that trend, but for me, I've never found ones that are practical, and I've never found ones that were comfortable. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and skip that trend. And again, I feel like it was in style last year, and I feel like we're just kind of recycling that, and I'm not quite sure why. Alright, so another of the shoe trends that I'm not a big fan of is ballet flats. So I don't know who keeps trying to make ballet flats come back, but I do not like it. And I feel like we already were there. We did ballet flats, especially in like the mid 2010s, I think. I feel like the end of high school I was wearing ballet flats. And they went out of style, they went away, and I feel like they should stay there. It's just not something that is attractive. I do not like round toe shoes, with the exception of on boots. And again, I feel like it's something that'll come back in for a season and then it'll go straight away. I think maybe 2 years ago they declared that like ballet flats are over and never to return, and now all of a sudden they're back. And again, I just feel like it's a recycled trend that's not worth investing in. And then the third shoe style that I'm not going to be trying is the black sneaker. So I've been seeing black sneakers come back in, and I just strongly feel like black sneakers look like the shoes that you used to wear when you worked at like a grocery store or you worked in, you know, a fast food restaurant, whatever, back when I was working in high school. And so I just feel like the trend itself is not something that's super innovative or creative or interesting. I feel like it just looks super old-fashioned, and for that I am going to be skipping it. So accessory-wise, another trend that I've been seeing is the kind of like, I don't know really how to describe it, but it's like the very like floral and cutesy jewelry, and it's just not my personal style. I do think it's cute, and it kind of is like a nod to like the 60s, 70s that people are really into right now, but it's just not my style. I don't like a ton of color in my jewelry, with some very specific exceptions, and so I still opt for like really like dainty hoops or like nice hooped earrings, and still like a mix of I would do a mix of gold and silver metals and do like the mixed metals thing instead of doing this very like loud, very like girly trend, because again, it's just not my style, but it is cute on other people, and it's definitely something that is probably worth it for other people to try, but it's not something I feel like I would invest in long term and wouldn't spend a ton of money on, because it's not something that's going to stay around for a long time. So clothing trend-wise, another two different trends that are kind of the same are the neon or tennis ball green and the bubblegum pink. And I feel like I've said this before, but I just cannot get behind those colors. I just cannot do the very like bright colors. Last year it was like a pastel pink and a pastel green and pastel blue, and this year it's like a more like bright neon-y blue and neon-y pink and neon-y green, and it's just something that I don't see myself wearing long term. And I think it's cute if you want to throw a little bit of a mix into kind of like your everyday clothes. It's definitely cute in like a cardigan form, but it's just not my personal style, and so for that I will not be investing in it. But if you are looking for those things, you can definitely find them at Zara and Mango. They've been stocking them, and ASOS too have been stocking them, and I've seen them. But again, it's just not my personal style, and so for that reason I'm just going to opt out of that trend. Another clothing trend that I'm not interested in is baggy jeans. I did buy a pair of like loose dad jeans last year, and I wore them for one of my ASOS videos, and it just is not my style, but I do think it's a very cute trend. So again, I just don't think it's for my body shape, but I do think it's something that would work for a lot of other people. And so an alternative to that would be the kind of like slouchy trouser look instead, which I think is a little bit more of a tailored version of that, and a little bit more slimming if you're someone who has like a little bit curvier on the bottom. I think that that's a good version instead of doing like the baggier jeans, which might not necessarily fit for just your personal body type. And I'm not kind of like saying by body type specific, but just for you and yourself. And so for me personally, I don't think that baggy jeans are something that necessarily looks great on me, but it is something that I'd be willing to try if I found the right ones. Another trend that's kind of in the middle for me is the sweater vest, and I tried one from Zara and I did not like it. It just was not right for me, and I think it was just too oversized. I have really broad shoulders, and so I think that it was just overwhelming for my shape in general to wear something like that. But I do think it's a cute trend. It is something I'm gonna look out for, because I do really think it's such a cute trend, especially over a button up, and an oversized button up, if that, with a pair of like leggings or slouchy pants. I think it's a really cute combination. I've seen it done quite a bit. I just haven't found the right one yet. And then the last trend that I am interested in but haven't found a lot of is just like very interesting knits. So I've been seeing a lot of like the one shoulder knits or knits that have cutouts, and I think that that's something that's really classic and really beautiful, especially when it's the ribbed texture. And I've been loving the ones especially that have a collar to them. So that's something I'm definitely on the lookout for. I feel like Mango has quite a bit of them, so I'm going to start looking in there. But that's a trend that I think is pretty cute. It's very classic and very minimalist, which I tried to kind of lean a little bit more towards. So definitely something that's worth looking at, and I will be trying in the future. Alright, so that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. Again, these are just my personal opinions on what does and doesn't work for me as far as trends go, but you can definitely kind of figure out what works best for you. Let me know below in the comments what kind of trends you're going to be wearing for 2021 spring, and if you have any suggestions for me or something I should change my mind about, let me know. And thanks again for watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.